Yeah.
Yes, I'm happy to see you again.
You too, my love.
What made you come late?
Oh. Am I late? I'm so sorry, my love.
Okay, so Stephanie Benson is not
I will
late.
never be late for you. You know I love you.
I know. You probably were not given the right time. But I'm happy to have you. Yes, I'm so happy to have you. Stephanie Benson is my guest, and we're going to be talking. Oh my God, have mercy. Now, Stephanie Benson is a very interesting character. So many Ghanaians know her. A lot of Ghanaians love her. Now, I'm reading from Wikipedia. What Wikipedia is saying about this beautiful woman sitting right in front of me. My brother, my sister, in some circles, she's known as Stephanie Benson. Princess Equia or Hiniwa Asienem of Kokobing. Did I pronounce the Asien name properly?
Asienim. You forgot the rest.
Interesting. Interesting. That's who she is. She's Ghana's queen of jazz. Is that true?
That's what they say.
That's what they are saying.
Yeah, because I do all kinds of music, but for some reason, I think after I did the jazz what's it called? The jazz concert.
Yes.
And they've labeled me. It's okay. I do pop, dance, everything.
I'm reading so many things about you and I'm overwhelmed. Like, is this you? Or is Wikipedia lying? Is this Stephanie Benson? Why is Stephanie Benson not seen as a legend of Ghanaian music? I mean, with all these achievements. Anyway, we're going to get into that and we'll see exactly who this wonderful woman is right now. But remember,
this is 3FM.
Is it true that you were born in 1967?
Yes.
And your father had 17 children?
Yes.
And your mother was the fourth wife of your father?
Yes.
Your father was a millionaire?
Yes.
So you were born with a golden spoon in your mouth?
Lucky enough, yes.
Interesting. So you are a dadaba?
Yes, and yeah, I was.
Interesting. And you are related to Akosua Japan?
Yes, my little sister.
And your father died when you were still so young?
I was only 14.
Oh my God.
I know, it was tough.
And you found your way right there in England?
Yes, hardest moments of my life.
Interesting. So you see who I'm talking with. Now tell me, when your father passed on with all his wives, how many wives did he have in all?
5.
5 wives.
There may have been more. We didn't know. I was young. Who knows?
He had so much money.
He did, yes.
How was it like living in a polygamous home like this one?
Well, they weren't all living in the same house because my father's an Akan. So he had his first wife who was amazing. So when we used to travel to the UK, we used to go with her and my father. So the others, I only saw them when we went to visit, like if my father would take us there, but they weren't all living in the same house. So when my mom married my father and moved into the house, and she was the only one there, it felt like it was just my father, my mother, and us, really.
Oh my God. Well, so did your father spend more time with your mother or with the other wives?
He spent a lot of time with my mom was young. My father was probably like 50-something, 57 or something. My mother was only 17 or 18 or something.
Oh, wow.
So I think my mother was a handful.
Wow.
Yeah, and she came from... it wasn't a wealthy home, but it was a royal home, you know, that Santehene sort of bloodline. So she was spoiled, but not with money. You know how the bloodline was. At that time, it wasn't as wealthy as it is now.
Interesting. So your father was about 40 years older than your mother?
Yes. Yes, even more. Yeah.
Wonderful.
I know. But it worked. But you know what wrecked the marriage? Let me tell you something. My mother left my father when I was only 5 years old. I remember standing on the top of the stairs, and one of my older sisters came to the house, and I think there was an argument of some kind. And my mother was always very respectful, because my older sister is like twice my mom's age, if not more. And I think they had an argument, and my older sister slapped my mother, and that was it for my mother. Because my father treated my mother like an egg, you know? And then she left, took us with her, and that was the end. She never went back to him again. It was shocking.
One of her stepdaughters slapped her?
Yes, my father's older, well, not the oldest, but one of them.
Slapped her, and that was it?
My mom, no, she won't stand for that.
She left?
She left, never went back. My father was begging for years, up until he died, for her to come back. And my mother left everything behind, money, everything didn't matter to her. She started right from scratch. She moved to Dansoman from an amazing home, and she became a millionaire herself.
Is she still alive?
Oh, no, my mother died when she was 48.
Oh, my God, have mercy. Now, tell me, when your mother left your father, how many children did she have with your father?
4.
At the time that she left?
4 girls.
And she was bold enough to walk out of the money and walk out of the marriage.
Absolutely.
She must have been a very strong woman.
Oh, Mom, she was strong. And I think that's where I get it from. And some of my sisters, not all, but but yeah, I think I'm very much like my mother.
Oh,
so
my God.
I will not stand for any kind of, I was going to use the wrong word. I won't use it because this is daytime thing.
Feel free to use it.
Any kind of bullshit.
Okay, all right.
From anybody.
Okay, I get
so, and I've always been like that. And I saw that, although we wanted my mother and my father to come back together, because we were so close to my father. I mean, I used to take baths with my father, you know, from a very, very young age. We were that close. He would hug us all the time. The love in that home was just unbelievable.
Interesting.
Yeah.
When your mother walked away, what was the inheritance like? Your father's wealth and all that.
Oh.
Did you get to be part of it?
Oh, God, yes. I mean, my father left everything to my older brother, his sister, and the 4 of us. So altogether, only like 7 or 8 of us got pretty much what he left.
Interesting.
So the art and drug manufacturing, you know art and drug, right?
Yes.
APC.
Yes.
Yeah, that was my father's.
And it's still on.
It's still there, yeah. I mean, we traded the shares, but it's still there. I mean, I think I still have some shares in it.
Acting Pharmacy.
Yeah.
My God have mercy.
Fire! Fire!
So this is the woman we're talking about. Right from birth, she was born into something very, very flamboyant. And then she went through a very wonderful piece of life. And right after that, she found herself in a broken home. And then she found herself in England. And then things started happening for her. This is the person we're talking about. And I am so overwhelmed at some of the things that you achieved. Stephanie Benson is my guest in the studio. Now let's have a bit of a music. It's going to play for just 1 minute.
My heart will break in 2 every day you pass me by.
Listen, she found herself in England. In fact, she started to play piano. And then when she went to England, she pursued this piano. She played the cello. Tell me more about the instruments that you played and how it was.
Well, initially, when I was in Holy Child, I got a scholarship to go to the National Academy of Music in Cape Coast. So I was there for like 2 years. And while I was there, they taught us how to play the violin, the cello, I taught myself the guitar, the piano. We were in an orchestra. So it was really unbelievable for me to be a part of that. Because my father played the piano.
Yeah.
And he was near enough like a concert pianist. He could play anything. So he taught me everything right from the age of 3. And I was the only one who was really interested in playing music. So when I went to the UK, after my father died, I was only, 14, and into my uncle's home. And it was a total opposite of my house in Ghana. My uncle's a little stricter. There was no love. I hate to say it. I mean, you know, he probably loved me, but there was no love shown from any part of that family. So it was really tough for me to go from one end to another. And most people think, I say, you know, but it was the hardest to lose my father and just be there. So while I was there, I remember I was 18. My uncle had, no, not 18, 17 or something. My uncle had gone to Ghana on a trip. And I decided to follow a friend of mine to Stringfellas. And I got there and there was a piano there. And all the stars, name them, they were all like sitting at the table. And then I thought, oh my God, I'd love to have a job here just playing. And I went up to him. My friend was working there at the time. And I went up to him with all these, you know, people like Mel Gibson sitting on the table. And I said, do you mind if I play the piano? Because I think I can play it better than the guy, the lady who was the guy, yeah. And he looked at me, you know, like these are like unbelievable, famous people. Peter Stringfellow is one of the most famous. So I stood there and he said, okay, go ahead. I did, and that was it. I was signed, not signed, but I was working there for like 3 months and signed on the back of that.
Interesting. So you still play the piano?
Oh, I play, but you know, when I got signed to Stockade and Waterman, PWL, I think they thought my face was my selling point. At that time, your dance music was not really about being amazing at playing piano or whatnot. So he pulled me away from the piano, and I was a front person. So as much as I play, the standard that I was then, I'm not now because I get lazy. But I can still play. I mean, if I said the piano, I'll definitely be able to play. I play the guitar on occasions. I self-taught myself the saxophone. My house and my home is a musical home. All my children can play.
Were you your father's favorite child?
I was, yes.
Ah, interesting. I can feel
I mean,
that.
I have to say that.
Yeah.
But my kids, my sisters will kill me, but but they know it's true. I was my mom's too. I'm sorry, it goes.
Interesting.
I was.
Sure. Stephanie Benson is my guest. Now, let's look at you in England. You were signed onto a record label. I think that was
PWL, yeah. Stockade and Waterman.
Oh, my God.
They had signed Kylie Minogue. What were the others? Oh, my God, there's so many. Huge stars came from PWL.
What did they see in you?
I don't know, because to be honest, I didn't think I could sing. You know, but dance music, you don't have to be really amazing because like one line is over and over and over again. And my biggest hit was a song called Now Is the Time. Now is the right time to be making love. And then I was very lucky with that one. But yes, it's like one, and my voice was very deep. So I had to go through training a little bit. And they always had a tutor, a vocal tutor with me in every recording, every time I was on stage. You know, they taught you how to behave, how to talk, how to stand. You know, every movement was choreographed, how to dress. Before, I mean, they don't tell you how to dress. They want you to find yourself. So they put a whole team around you to figure out what works for you as a person, as an artist. And that's how I became what I became. So me, Stephanie, you know, I've seen the same from Stockade and Waterman to now. I sort of evolved, obviously, with styles.
Right.
But, you know, that sort of training is inside.
And you played for the royal family as well. I'm reading here, and it says that you even were invited by Prince William before his wedding to Kate Middleton on the 29th day of April 2011 to perform.
I've been very lucky. Funny enough, they love me. I don't know why. Because I'm like on stage, I'm a little over the top. So they love that. Prince Charles absolutely adores what I do. I mean, every time they book me to do 20 minutes or 15 minutes or whatever, I always extend it.
You were booked for 15 minutes and you ended up doing an hour's show.
Yes, I know. I did that. Wow. When I finished, you came up on the stage. Every time, it's not just one time. You'll come and say, okay, you got to do, you know.
Tell me, why are you not getting that recognition in Ghana, or you think you have it in Ghana?
I don't think I have it at all, but I'm not pushing it.
Why?
There's no reason. You know, I don't like pushing stuff down people's throat. I do what I want to do because it's who I am. And you can choose to like it or not like it. Either way, it doesn't bother me. I've had my time in the industry. I pulled myself away because, I have 5 children. So I've had children, and sometimes it's very hard to keep the consistency going when you're having children. So the stages where I should have been, maybe in the UK and abroad and internationally, didn't quite get there. But it's okay with me because my children came first. And when my daughter was signed to Warner Brothers, I took a back seat.
Wow.
And I think that's when I came because I felt like I had to, you know. I think now I'm more known as a performer, as in a cabaret side of things than recording. So I only do the recording side because I feel like it.
Your daughter was signed to Wana as what?
Oh, she was in a girl band called Stushy. It was actually a fight between Simon Cowell and Warner Brothers, and Warner Brothers gave the most money.
Wow.
And they've had 6 top 10 hits, and 3 international hits.
From her?
No, yeah, nominated for the Mobile Awards. And when she was signed, I insisted to Warner Brothers that they call them Ghanaian British band. So if you Google them right now, Stushy, you'll see Ghanaian British band. But nobody here wanted to give a crap.
What?
Yeah.
What is happening to us? Tell me, Stephanie Benson.
Fire!
What is happening to us? Is it that we don't know good music, or we are just parochial minded?
I don't think it's because we don't know good music. I think people do know good music when they hear it. But I think we're just so conditioned to listen to a certain type of music that we just focus solely on that. And those certain type of music sometimes fund a lot of people sitting behind the mics, like the radios and whatnot. So they all sort of, gravitate towards that area. And there's nothing wrong with it. Everybody's got to eat. But I just think that that's what's not elevating us so much, because we need to have maybe a station where they play new music and get people to listen more and be a little bit more varied.
You said you've had your time. Have you given up on music, or you think you've had your best times?
No, I can never give up on music. I can't. It's like part of me. It's like who I am. I wake up every morning. It's like right now I've lost my voice and I have a gig to do tomorrow. I don't know how I'm going to make it happen, but I'm going to make it happen. Music is who I am.
Good. Good.
I can't say forget it. If you notice, I do all different types of music, because I write all different types of music and I love all different types of music. I've even done reggae songs, and I've been meaning to let you play, to listen to it, not play, but listen to it.
For real?
With a group called what's it called? Scorchers. Yeah. So I lend my hand in whatever.
Interesting. Stephanie Benson is her name. I'm really shocked at your portfolio. Shocked because I know that there are people who don't have a quarter of your portfolio and they are on top in Ghana. So I'm beginning to ask myself, why have you been in an obscured corner? But I now understand what you think, and I'm getting to know what is the problem. Let me get a little bit into some of your controversies. Yes, I mean, you became a symbol of, if I may use it, sex. When you Google Stephanie Benson, you see more of the sex than the music and all these wonderful portfolios. How did you do that?
See, it wasn't intentional. I was just revealing who I was, and also just showing them a little bit of my family. And I think it just progressed that way. And also I get a lot of women on my DM with lots of issues, some of the craziest issues. And because I don't want to name their names, I talk about it. So because I talk about it, just so they'll get the message. Because sometimes you could get the same person going through something, and then you'll get another DM. It will be the same issue, different person, same issue, PE. So then I'll do a post. So people used to think I'm trying to be a little bit, but listen, people are actually going through some of the issues that I'm talking about. When I talk about some, penises, for instance, can I say that?
Yes.
Yes. It's like I had a guy who came on to my DM and said his penis is a bit small.
Okay, small one.
It's a small one.
Very little one.
Yeah, also very little one. I was very little. So, I mean, when I was talking about it and I was trying to make him relax about it.
Very little one, like the Chinese ones, right?
Yes. I mean, I can't say to say me here. I have to see it.
Oh, you saw it?
Well, yeah, I mean, why not? Because he's telling me it's small. Somebody's small could be somebody's big. So I wanted to see what small was. And then I referred him to like a penis extension. And like you can get the silicone things that you can put on your penis.
Oh, okay.
And then it can make it,
I didn't know that.
Oh, no, there's plenty. I know so many.
So many different things.
Yeah, you don't need it. I mean, you could show me later.
Fire!
Stephanie Benson is in the house. Now tell me, what do you think about gays and lesbians and all that? I mean, you've lived in England. You still go there and come home to Ghana. What is your thing about gays and lesbians? What do you think about them?
I haven't got a thing about anybody. I think people should be, free to live their own life however they want to. I'm surprised they don't impose it on other people. That's it's like I don't want to be standing in the middle of people and kissing my house, but building it for everybody to see. But that's not. I just think people. Some of my biggest fans are gay and lesbian, and to be honest, they are. Well, not all of them. Sometimes when I say they, it's we're just generalizing. The most amazing, people you ever come across.
Right.
So I have no problem at all with people just living their life.
If your daughter came home to tell you that, Mom, I'm lesbian, what would you tell her?
I just am surprised you're happy. Listen, experiment. Sometimes they're not sure. Sometimes they just want to explore a little bit to figure out who they are. And I think that should be allowed. I want grandchildren. So as a mother, of course, my instinct sometimes would be, will I have grandchildren from this relationship? That's as a mother, the only thought that will come into my head. But generally, so first, they're happy and they're in love. And it has to be about love. It can't be about just sex. And the thing is, we sexualize gay and lesbian relationships too much. We're not thinking about the genuine feeling that some of them actually feel towards the same sex. Sometimes it's real love, and then when they're together, they actually care so much for each other.
Right. So for you, gays and lesbians are okay. I mean, that kind of relationship is good.
Oh yes. Listen. I'll sit here and say I have no problem whatsoever with two people loving each other. See, when people are listening, you have to take the sex bit out of it, and then let's focus on the love they feel for each other. There's some who are probably just putting it out there because it's all about the sexual act and whatnot. I mean, I can't speak for those people. But when it comes to two people who love each other, it shouldn't matter what sex they are.
How about the queer part of it? People who think that, it's a male, but he feels it's a female. And they have to go for injections and go for, surgeries to turn themselves into what? What do you think about that?
You see, those kind of things, you have to be some kind of a psychologist to understand the mind of a man who
thinks it's a woman.
Yes, because sometimes they can't like the body makeup. Some people are born with male genitalia and also female, all the two together. So they
really?
must have. Yes.
Have you seen one before?
I have seen one before.
I haven't seen that.
Oh my God! Yes, it's there. It's like it comes out of the clitoris area.
It comes out of what?
The clitoris. The clitoris.
Oh, the clitoris. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, you said it too quick. I couldn't. I had
clitoris.
Okay.
So they have both feelings.
Okay.
And it's not something they went to a hospital or a surgeon to do. They were born with it.
Oh, so they're hermaphrodites.
So, yeah. Well, yeah. So I think those kind of people. Then okay. Let me just explain it better. If that can happen, then surely there has to be an option where somebody is probably stuck in a man's body when they feel like they're female.
Okay.
It's a possibility.
Okay.
I'm not a doctor.
Okay.
But I think that could happen. If somebody could be born with both, then there must be a possibility that somebody might feel like a woman when they're male. Now, talking about the surgeries and them going to that extent, that's really on them. If you feel like a woman and you're a man, and you want to go through the surgeries, it's painful. Nobody wants to go through that kind of pain. But there are also some, and I know some, who have done these surgeries just because they want to be famous. So there are others who will give them job prospects and whatnot. But the genuine ones who actually are trapped in a male body when they're actually female, they think like a female.
Have you felt for once that you were a male before?
Well, me, sometimes I think I should have been born a man.
Oh wow!
Because I'm very masculine in everything I do. I may dress like a woman and whatnot, but my mindset is very, very.
You are a man.
Male.
What?
Yes, but I do like men though.
You like men.
I definitely, I'm obsessed with penises.
Fire!
Stephanie Benson is my guest, and we are talking. Now, with all the sex things that you talk about, I hear that you were a virgin at the time you got married, and you have been with only one man all your life.
Yes.
True?
True, 100%.
Oh, my God.
34 years, the same man, and it's tough, because sometimes, listen, I'm not going to sit here and say I'm an angel. Sometimes you fantasize. That's sort of normal.
Okay, you fantasize.
You have to fantasize. I'm sure my husband fantasizes too. It's not just you know, restricted to just females. But, you know, I bring my fantasy into the bedroom. I create, like, you know, that thing. So I bring toys in occasionally. We have fun. And, you know, maybe sometimes I blindfold him. He doesn't know what I'm going to do to him. So, yeah, you just have to switch it up just to make sure that the marriage gets exciting. You can't sit and just think, oh, my husband likes it this way, so yeah, you know, no.
You have to innovate.
Yes.
Create.
And the thing is, people evolve. As you get older, you like different things. So you need to find out. I always want to find out what my husband wants. How he wants it.
You've never been tired of one man? Like, well, this man...
No, I couldn't get tired of John. Because I keep it creative in the bedroom. I hope he's not tired of me.
Wow.
Because me, I'll take it anywhere but lose.
Are you married to a white man or a black man?
It's a white man.
Does it matter to you?
No. I would have married a black man if he had the same mindset as I do. And if I met one, I met a couple. I actually just dated one a little bit when I was a bit young. One of the family friends, you know, in London. And no, definitely not the same mindset. And I sort of walked away. And my husband was just perfect. But none of my family were happy, apart from my mother.
Okay.
My uncle was not happy that I was marrying a white man.
Did you ever try drugs?
Me, never.
Never.
I've never felt the need.
You are the angel that the people don't know about. Trust me. The woman who talks about sex was a virgin at the time of birth, at the time of marriage, and she's remained with one man all her life. Can you believe how boring this would be?
But my life is far from boring. It's, you know, because I keep it exciting. It seems like it should be boring, but it's not.
It's not.
In my house, I have 5 children. It's like a whole sitcom. We could have a camera in the house, and there'll be content every freaking day.
I see.
Everybody is crazy as hell.
Did you discover God just when you had an accident, or you knew God already?
Oh, I've always been very close to God.
Oh, wow.
Always.
Hallelujah.
Always, always. I mean, the relationship I have with God, I feel is very special, and it transcends going to church. I mean, I can talk to him anywhere and anyhow.
You don't go to church?
Oh no, I don't go to church. No.
You don't like church?
I don't trust anything that anybody says in church. I just think like I can read the Bible myself and understand it.
Okay.
If I want to.
Okay.
I know what I want to be. I know I'm a good person.
Do you believe in prophets? The prophets who prophesy and all that?
I don't believe anybody. Listen, I have a gift. I can sit with somebody and sense things around them and whatever. My friends always come to me when something's going on.
Are you a psychic?
I think I have a psychic ability. I think everybody has great instincts, and you can tap into it. And you know, it became really more prominent when I had my accident. But all through growing up, they used to say me before. But it's fine because I could see people for who they are, and I won't talk to you if I don't like you.
Before. Okay, all right. So my guest in the studio is Stephanie Benson, aka Ekuya Before, and we are having a very beautiful conversation.
You should write me a song like that. I'd love that. Let me tell you something. When I was in studio recording with Zap, this man had amazing input. In Bemano. I mean, you remember you were helping me with my tree? Oh my God,
Bemano.
You are unbelievable. You're so creative. It's not even, and you have this ability to make somebody feel really comfortable in the studio.
Oh my God.
I just had to say that.
Bemano, crazy. Oh my God, have mercy. I was expecting that by now to be all over Ghana. My God.
I didn't promote because we did it with a charm. Zap's version was the best.
Interesting.
But for some reason, things happen.
Things happen.
Yeah, people grow apart. Achami and I were really close, and then
Oh, but you grew apart.
Well, people grow apart. I love him.
What happened? What happened?
It just it's not something.
The wife did not like you being too sexual around him.
No, she's like
okay.
I don't think she cares about that kind of thing. And I wasn't like that. I took Ochami Kwame as like my little brother. And John, my husband, loved him.
So what happened?
Oh, things happen. But, it wasn't him really. It's just people around him.
What did they tell him? That you were a bad person?
No, they didn't tell him anything. Nobody told him. No, I don't think Ochami is that gullible.
Did he feel that you were a bad brand to his brand?
Never, no. 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 I don't think so at all. I think it was just one specific thing. To be honest, I was done to, but we're fine. We shot the video years after. We're good. the thing with me is I don't hold anything in.
Okay.
See, if somebody pisses me off, it's like I'll get it done. I told him straight off, listen, you pissed me off, don't like it, blah blah blah, and he said sorry, and then that was the end.
Well, in fact, we have a lot of things to talk about. Unfortunately, we started this one late. We have just 2 more minutes to go, and I was going to talk about your music school. I was going to talk about your surgeries and all that, and I mean, because in fact they are very emotional to me. I mean, you are now an ambassador of breast cancer and all that, and that's very, very amazing. I was going to go into that, but you shot a video with Samini. Touch, plenty, touch. What was that like on set?
It was fun. I mean, I get asked this a lot, but you know me, you know how I am. I'm a very sexual person.
Yes.
Yes. But when it comes to work, it's work. And we were working, but we had fun because he's such a cool guy.
Okay.
You know, and
did you sense at the point that he was having an erection or something? Oh.
Listen. Look at, I mean, if you're going to be around me and this
you should
area,
be ready for erections, right?
It has. If it doesn't happen, I'll make sure it does. How dare you come near me and not have an erection? Pastor Sim, I would do.
Oh my God, that man, Stephanie Benson is in the house. Oh my God. Asamaba. Stephanie, I want to thank you so much for coming. I do appreciate you. And we're going to do this again. But if you have any final words to share with the people, I mean, please go ahead.
Yes. I have a website that I'm nursing at the moment. It's going to be selling women's health, all like really reasonable prices, because a lot of women were complaining that they're not, healthy down there and they don't know where to go. So I solve a lot of these problems, but this time I'm thinking I should not produce them, but put them on my website. So go there. If you want to pre-order, you can. Don't worry, the prices are cut down, so it's easy for you. That's my whole point. Agenda is not about making money. And also, tomorrow, I'm at Zen Gardens, 25th of February, which is tomorrow, 7:30. Be there. I'm going to be singing if I have a voice. But please come.
Wow. Interesting. Thank you so much, Stephanie Benson. And I promise you we're going to be doing this again. There are so many things we've not been able to look at. And it hurts me that I will let you go just like that. But we are going to do it again.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Stephanie.
I love it. Thank you so much, Alan.